On this episode of Diversified Game, you're about to meet a real soil shaker. We're talking about Mel, the worm queen, the visionary behind 𝐿etitrot.org, who went from being celebrated on the local news to being shut down by the county. But did she stop? Absolutely not. Like any true entrepreneur, Mel pivoted. And now, she's got 80 birds on her property, new systems in place, and a stronger mission than ever. This episode is all about what it takes to survive, adapt, and keep growing, literally and figuratively. Watch and enjoy this inspiring episode with your host, Kellen, featuring the worm queen herself, only on Diversified Game. Tap in, learn, pivot, win. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free and it helps the algorithm push this game-changing story further.
Hi, I'm Melissa, or Mel, but most people know me as the Worm Queen. I have a farm called Let It Rot, where I raise worms and poultry and all kinds of plants. You can find me online at 𝐿etitrot.org. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/letitrot, or you can find me on Instagram at @wormyqueen.
Diversified Game. Learn how to start, run, and sustain your business.
Lioness from Kenya, roams the sandy plains, sunrise on her shoulder, strength never fades. Kenya to Jamaica, echoes in the breeze, linking land.
Coming out? Yay.
I fly, yeah, I gotta say.
But my Tom is really unruly. So he gets let out for free time every day, but he attacks the dogs and he likes to mate with our feet.
Okay. Is he in there by himself?
Yeah, he's in there by himself. But once I feed and water everybody and get ready to leave for the day, I let him out so he gets to go mate with his females and do his Tom Turkey things. He's doing his Tom Turkey dance for you.
Well, thank you.
That's 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿.
He said, I'm not even hungry. I want to dance.
So I just got the Polish chickens and the naked neck chickens and an Americana because I wanted some blue layers. But this is our original chicken coop here. And then we added these coops back here. And then we built out the quail area.
Do the ones that are eating right here, do they always eat here? Like they have their spot?
So the baby generation, minus like a few lazy freeloaders that come steal all the mealworms from the babies, sleep in this coop and they tend to eat in this spot. And then the older generation, I feed out there.
Okay.
The ducks kind of bully everybody out of the way. So one pile's for the ducks, one pile's for the chickens and guineas and turkeys, and then this pile's for the babies.
Okay, and they know that. All right, okay.
All have their little cliques that hang out with each other, you know? So the babies all hang out with the babies. The like first generation all hangs out with the first generation. I've got 2 roosters and they coexist. They both free range. They don't fight. Boris is my silky rooster. And I have 2 female silkies. And every silkie I hatch, I sell right away. I haven't gotten a chance to raise any up. It's such a popular bird. And then the Polish chickens, laying with the crazy hairdo.
Yeah.
I also want to start breeding to sell. But I don't have a Polish rooster. I thought this one was a rooster, but I think it's a hen.
You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt. Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. 𝐿ionnairex.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit 𝐿ionnairex.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
And then the Turkins, the naked neck ones, I got excited because we started actually processing some of the animals for meat. And cleaning a bird is a pain in the butt.
Okay.
It's a lot of work to pluck all those feathers. So the Turkins are missing a bunch of feathers, and they're supposed to be like 70% easier process.
Okay, there's no way to automate that cleaning process, is there?
There is like a tub container that you dunk them into, and then you put them in and you turn it on and it spins around and it helps pluck a lot of the feathers out, and then it's just fine-tuning and detailing. We just don't raise enough meat birds to invest in that yet.
Okay.
But the ducks we have are Pekins, which are a meat duck, and we really liked raising them up. And we processed 4 of them 2 weeks ago, and we might hatch another bunch and do it again.
Okay.
Because they're actually like a substantial amount of meat. Otherwise, we've only been eating our young roosters, and the young roosters aren't a lot of meat.
Okay.
So I mostly use the young roosters now to make dog food for the dogs. And then the ducks we've been eating or selling.
Is there a way, like, if they come out of when they come out their coop, they can then get that twirl spin, so they get a shower? Did anybody have one of those?
Probably. I mean, I've seen all kinds of cool setups for automated coops and stuff like that, so I'm sure there's something like that available. This is our new flute. So it used to be my boyfriend's wood shop. Remember the turkey high? Yes. I had 6 baby turkeys and I'm down to 1.
And you have to keep them because they're so little in here?
Yeah, they're still too little to free range. They're a tasty snack for a predator.
Okay.
So
All these birds don't protect them?
no, the goose protects everybody.
Okay.
The goose is really mean.
Uh-huh.
We had a lot of predator problems until we got the goose, and since then we've had 1 attack since then.
And what's attacking them?
I think raccoons or possums.
Okay.
So, and then in here, these are some BD chickens, and I have 2 pheasants, which I believe are ringnecks, and I think both of mine are food. I saw 3 chickens, 2 pheasants, and I gotta feed these guys. So we're going to build out like duck nests area all down here, so all the ducks will be able to sleep down here. And then towards the back area over here, we're going to put a bunch of roosting bars in, potentially another cage, and then this whole wall is going to be nesting boxes. So this whole building is going to be a dedicated coop for all the birds.
Oh, wow.
So we're hoping we can have like hundreds of birds in here.
Wow. Okay.
So that's the plan. And then the pheasants are the only ones we can't free range. So the pheasants will probably live in this coop over here, and everybody else will get to be let out on a daily basis.
When you do something like this, how do you do like the predictions of your margins? And this is not cheap to do.
Oh, it's not. So what we decided to do was to just kind of get a bunch of species and see how good they were them, which ones we liked raising the best, which ones were easier, which ones were difficult, kind of learn as we went with what the hardest and easiest things to do are going to be. Ideally, we would be raising turkeys. I would like to maybe start a little business where I raise and process kosher turkeys for families every year. But the turkeys are honestly really difficult. They're not very smart. They drown in their own water base. I've had 2 attacked by predators. I've had one that keeps going broody and disappearing. And then the male is really sloppy and bad at mating with the pumas. So a lot of my eggs aren't getting fertilized, and I've tried to incubate and hatch turkey eggs 3 times, and I haven't gotten a single turkey baby yet. So even though that's what we want to do, we're kind of realizing that maybe it's not what we're going to be the best at doing. And
are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At 𝐶PRfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Kellen Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at 𝐶PRfirm.com.
we decided to build out this coop and make more room for more birds so we could kind of go back to the drawing board and figure out if we wanted to maybe raise like meat ducks or meat chickens and start processing birds that way and just go get our permit to raise and sell animals. But right now we're in the process of still kind of figuring out which direction we're going to take it in.
Okay. And the dogs like the birds. How are they with all the birds? Are they pleasant?
He's killed a few birds. They're hound dogs, so it's been very hard to train the instincts out of them.
Okay.
The other one, the older one, will play with the birds. They'll chase each other, and it's very cute.
Okay.
This one is the babies especially, which is why they're all locked up. He will go after. So he only can go out supervised when the birds are free ranging. But the other one I can let out whenever and he's fine. And then we bring babies, we hatch all the babies inside and we raise them up for the first month or so inside under a heat lamp. And the cats are fine with them. The cats love watching them. They'll go in there and just stare at them.
Yeah.
And then leave. They don't try to get in. When I take them out and introduce them to the animals, they don't try to eat them or swat at them or anything. So it's been kind of cool. I'm seeing all the animals get along with each other and kind of respect each other.
And did you only get into the birds? And this is a very, I know you guys, we're going to jump right into this interview. I didn't even, say, hey, this is Mel, but I can put that at the beginning. The queen of worms. Did you only get into the birds after the county said you can't do what you were doing with the compost and you built up your business? You just transitioned?
Yeah. So 3 years ago, we moved out here and we had just been served. And we were in the process of shopping for property to establish a farm instead of leasing space off of other people's property to compost. So we got this place and we were really excited to establish the business out here. And as we moved in, it kind of settled with I had to shut down. So we had all this space and nothing really to do with it. So we started for a year just designing the property, setting it up as more of like a food forest or permaculture type production farm. And then we started with 6 chickens just to kind of see how we liked it. And those 6 chickens quickly turned into 20, which then turned into 30.
Is that because they had babies or because you just kept buying more?
We both.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a good We doubled our population with a set of babies that hatched here, and then we ended up buying 4 more. So that was up to like almost 20. And then we took a break from buying birds for a little bit, built some more coops, and then got into the turkeys and the guineas. Then my neighbor gave us the ducks and the goose.
Of course.
And he really loved the ducks and goose, so he put a bunch of eggs in the incubator, and we hatched another 6 ducks, and then we bought another goose because our goose, who the neighbor gave us, is very mean. He doesn't like us. He runs up on me and attacks me. When I'm carrying a baby duck, he comes at me and tries to bite me until I let the duck go. And
I want to get some more of this out here, just so, because who knows? Yeah.
Around the yard, he's a mean goose. We named him Gaston the goose, and his personality is such a Gaston personality. Lucy, the new baby goose, is like so adorable and goofy and sweet. So that's Lucy Goosey. We're hoping she's a female, and again, we're hoping for maybe some babies in the future.
And for those who don't know, why are you hoping? Because people say, can't you just see underneath? And, how does that work?
So geese and ducks have an interesting hidden corkscrew penis that only comes out when they're actually mating. So the only way to check is to grab them, flip them over, and look at their vents. And Gaston, at least, I can't catch. Lucy was still too young last time I checked to figure out what was going on down there. I'm not the best at sexing them just yet. We're still learning all of that. So a lot of times you have to kind of just wait for them to sexually mature and see how they try to mate. And that's what we're going to do.
Now, and you have 80 birds and counting here. If somebody says, I want to get into this business, what would you tell them that they need? I mean, of course, you got to have the land. Capital wise, where should they be so they're not struggling in case or when things go, unexpected?
So capital wise, it's a good idea to start really small and see if you can handle the kind of work it's going to be before you invest a lot of money into this. Because I love the animals, and I have plenty of time every morning to spend hours taking care of them. But they are a lot of work. The ducks are really messy. They need fresh water every day. The chickens are always hungry. They're constantly scratching up the yard and making black patches in my grass and kicking the mulch around in the garden beds. The quails have to dust bathe every single day. They kick the dust around. It gets in their water. It gets in their food. I have to clean out their cages like once a week, every other week. It's a lot of labor, and if it's not a labor of love, your animals are going to suffer. So the capital is less important than the actual commitment you have to doing this. I think if you're handy and resourceful, you can get things like used lumber and building materials for relatively cheap or free. And if you're creative enough, you can build safe shelters for all of your animals on a shoestring budget. But what you can't do is cut the time that you spend with the animals down.
Okay. Even with the automation, if you spent the most expensive automated system.
If you've dumped thousands of dollars into building a big fancy coop with an automated door and automated feeders and all that stuff, I would still say you're looking at a few hours a week of labor just to clean up after your birds, give them fresh bedding, make sure that they're healthy, they don't have any diseases, fungus, mites, bugs, pests, wounds, constantly checking for predator damage on their housing. All that kind of stuff is stuff you have to do as their keeper to keep them safe. And it does require a big time commitment.
How do you, since you said like one of them you can't catch to see, how do you make sure they don't have bugs and ticks if you can't catch it?
So looking for signs of stress, or illness, if they start refusing to eat, if they have like a poopy butt that looks messy, if they start limping, if their beak or feet start to change a color, if they get spots on them, those are all visual signals that something might be up. You can tell just by looking at an animal if it's a little lethargic, and kind of adjust what it is you're feeding them to support them through whatever it is that they're dealing with in that time. So like,
So you'd have to know your animals.
yeah, you have, it's not as serious as having a child, but you are master over all of these little critters. And unfortunately, it's real easy to turn into an animal hoarding situation instead of like an animal keeping situation. Because they multiply so quickly without any interference. If you're not out here managing them on a regular basis, maybe not daily, but at least weekly, things could get out of control quickly. Chickens will turn on each other. They'll cannibalize each other. They'll kill each other off. So will the quails. There's been many times when I came out first thing in the morning, fed and watered everybody, went inside, had my coffee, and then come back out and found a quail with a head split open.
Wow.
So, and it's just...
and another quail or another bird did that to them.
Another bird did it to them.
It's a reality show.
They were fine for a month, getting along, no issues, and then I go out there one day and they're fighting.
Yeah.
So, you have to put that kind of effort into keeping them. Otherwise, it's even more work than what you think it's going to be to manage something like this. Or like, I get up every morning at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I start getting ready to take care of my animals. The sun comes up at 6:30, and I go outside, and I'm with my animals until 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And that's my morning every single day.
And I know you have your insurance that you do, and she even sells pet insurance. You guys, I was asking about that because I said, whoa, pet insurance. That, you hear these things, but I think you're the first person I know who's actually sold it.
Oh,
How do you manage being with the animals and then trying to, sell, whether it's human or pet insurance?
So, one kind of cool thing is, like, I'm known as the insurance farmer to my clients. It's given me like a appealing personality that people can connect with and appreciate when they're working with me. And I give all my clients free eggs as a gift for working with me. So that's something that I get a lot of positive feedback about. I have all the time, every single day, to kind of work the schedule I want to work. So I get up, I get on my computer, I answer my insurance emails, I answer my farm emails, I come outside, I feed and take care of the birds. I go inside, I feed and take care of the dogs and cats, and then I go right back onto the computer and jump right back into business. 8, 9 o'clock, all those insurance companies start opening up. And it's my job to make the phone calls for my clients or put the applications in, coach people through what we're doing. So I might spend 4 to 8 hours a day coaching people through insurance talk. And then I put my mud boots on and my farmer hat and come back outside and take care of all of the animals again.
Awesome. And so you do health, you do dental, you do pet.
Yeah.
Is there another one I'm missing?
So I have my 215, which is life, health, and annuities.
Okay.
So I can sell life insurance and annuities. I do sell a little bit of life, more like final expense or smaller policies. I don't do like huge major coverage, universal life, big investment policies, annuities, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's garbage anyway on this show. We follow Dave Ramsey, and we don't like that
So
stuff.
complicated and confusing, and a lot of times I just feel like I'm trying to close a sale and I'm not caring so much about the person I'm dealing with. So I really gravitated towards Medicare because seniors' health is really important. The older you get, the more important your health becomes. So meeting with people who are like 64, 65, 66 and starting to plan their retirement is a little more, I don't know what the right word is, endearing than somebody who's just trying to figure out how to build and accumulate wealth for themselves or for the next generation. So as a sick person myself, I have autoimmune disease. I'm a Crohn's patient since I'm 17. Meeting with these seniors and sharing my experience of healthcare and healthcare coverage and how I made the decisions I made to get to the coverage I have is a very rewarding experience, because I can take someone who's really stressed out and overwhelmed and confused and bring them to a secure feeling with the choices that they've made and the plans that they've put in place for their future. I really liked helping people that way, so I gravitated towards Medicare, and I really focused in on getting contracts with all the carriers who sell Medicare policies. And
Hello everyone, come along with London and Sydney as they show you around the vibrant country of Cameroon. We explore the heart of Africa through the eyes of London and Sydney. Two explorers who journey across the great city of Yaoundé, exploring its rich culture, vibrant market squares, cultural heritage, and wildlife. With giggles and excitement, London and Sydney Explore Cameroon takes you on a fun-filled adventure, providing insight into the country's culture and traditions through the pages of this book. It's packed with exciting stories and super cool facts about Cameroon that will make you go, wow. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon and in libraries near you. There's only one easy way to experience the exploration of Cameroon, and it's through London and Sydney. Don't wait, get yours.
making myself an asset to those who need my service.
Yeah.
Being able to offer all of the products available on the market instead of just selling one or two things was really important to me, because when I picked out my insurance, I wanted to see what all my options were, not just be told this is what's going to be good for you.
Gotcha. And I said the other stuff was trash because that's the stuff that when people are selling it, they get paid more on, and that's why they
huge payoff. Even in Medicare, there are two programs for coverage for seniors. There's the Medicare Advantage program and there's the Medicare Supplement program. And Medicare Advantage pays twice as much as Medicare Supplement. But my book of business is predominantly Medicare Supplement because it's the superior coverage. And I want to set people up with something that's going to work for them, not something that's going to line my pockets.
Gotcha. And I always ask people what their community give back is. And that sounds like it's one of yours. But I know you have other things you do in workshops and different things you're giving and eggs and animals. Can you let the people know what your community give back is that you are doing or would like to do in the future, and how can anyone help with that?
So I love to talk, if you haven't figured that out already. And one of the things I really like doing is teaching other people about the things I'm good at. So I've been a master composter and gardener since 2015. And over that time period, I have developed 8 garden-themed classes that are about an hour to 2 hours long. And 9. One kids class that's about 45 minutes to an hour long. And I try to do one of those classes a week, every week, all year. I keep all of my events on my website listed and updated on a regular basis. And I also have an Eventbrite page where you can go see all of the things I have on the books.
Is it here?
The classes?
Yeah.
No, I teach all over. So I have a farm up in Jupiter I teach at. I teach at a couple places here in the acreage. I work with a lot of libraries in Palm Beach County. And then I also work at certain nonprofit organizations. Like I have some classes coming up at the River Center in Jupiter. And I've done classes with the botanical gardens down in Miami and up here in Palm Beach County. And my classes are open to the public and for private groups. So if you have a garden club or if you have a community garden and you want me to come out and teach that group about composting or garden pests or butterflies or whatever topic interests you, just shoot me a message and we can arrange some.
Can you bring the birds? Can you bring any of the birds?
So I'm working on a birds class. I really would love to do like an intro to poultry and bring one or two of my like best behaved animals with me. But I put a lot of research into all the classes I do. I build a PowerPoint presentation for every class that I do, and I really like to practice it before I release it to the public. So my Poultry 101 class is really just in the preliminary works. I haven't put pen to paper yet to turn it into a real thing. What I do have is a beginner composter class, an intermediate composter class, a worm or 2 worm composting classes, and then a butterfly class, a spinach class, a garden pest class, and my kids class.
Okay. Now, and I have, you did a good interview about a month ago, talking about the journey, and I probably will link that in. I'll have the team link that in because he touched upon a lot of the stuff you went through. Like you built up a business only to be told by the county in an unincorporated area, which you can't do. That's crazy. I thought we could do whatever we want here.
Right. The free state of Florida.
Yeah. Yeah. When you had to pivot like that, did you have anything to fall back on to say, you know, I can pay my bills doing this, or did they just suck all your income out of you?
No, so I got served in 2022, multiple cease and desist orders, and all of my advertised business clients also got served. So they didn't just come after me, they came after everybody that I was working with. And I tried to negotiate with them for about a year. And while I did, I stopped marketing the business. So I wasn't getting as many new clients, and I was slowly losing some clients just as a natural part of the process. So I started losing income that year and didn't have a fallback plan. I had only been full-time with the business for about 2 years after quitting a restaurant job around COVID to take it full-time. And my only idea was to go back to working another restaurant job until I figured out what it was I was going to do. And that was when somebody suggested insurance. So I have family who was in the industry for 30 years, and they mentored me and helped me learn what I needed to learn. So I was able to get my broker's license in 3 months, and they helped me negotiate contracts with all of the carriers I work with. So I'm totally independent. I don't work for any agency. I don't work for any insurance company. I just work for myself. And I started selling insurance before I completely closed down the pickup service. So it was a little bit of a smooth transition over to selling insurance full time, where I didn't have to go get any kind of job to bring in income to support me while I was kind of back at the drawing board figuring out how things were going to run. And the other thing I did was I doubled down on the classes I had available.
Okay.
Back then, I was only teaching, I think, 4 or 5 garden classes. And I went and I revamped all the classes, made PowerPoints for all of them, and sent emails out to like every contact I have saying, hey, I'm looking to start teaching again. Can we work together? These are the classes I have available. Email me back if you're interested in booking one.
How easy was that? Because you went to school for this. So, I mean, you have a degree or degrees in this, but it's not that easy just because you have a degree that people say yes and they're willing to pay you. Like, how many people did you have to email, do you think, to get, you know, maybe a yes or 10 yeses?
Oh, man, hundreds.
Okay.
I sent out hundreds of emails. And with insurance, too, I've sent out hundreds of thousands of emails. I've sent out hundreds of letters. I've sent out thousands of postcards trying to show people, hey, I'm here. This is what I'm doing. Call me. One really cool thing that happened was when I did shut down the business, a lot of my clients helped get me some press attention. So I was in the news quite a bit, and my story actually hit national news on the internet. Yahoo News and Fox News picked it up. And then a lot of local stations like the Palm Beach Post, WPBF, ABC, I believe, all picked up my story and ran a little thing about me having to shut down. So I had an outpouring of people reaching out to me to see how they could help me because they were so upset with what I was going through.
Yeah. And then while you are the worm queen, the jewelry, is that for sale? Do you make that as well?
So this is something somebody sent me on Instagram that obviously I had to buy. There is an incredible artist who I do not own anything from because it's so expensive, named Lauren Petties on Instagram, and she makes realistic worm jewelry, and her work is gorgeous. Go look her up, give her a follow, tell her the Worm Queen sent you. Maybe she'll give me a discount on a tiara.
Maybe she'll send you something since, how many worm queens are out there?
I sent her a message before like, hey, I'm the Worm Queen, but she's got over 10,000 followers. So I'm sure she's a busy gal. But if you guys wanted to start sending messages on my behalf to see if maybe there's a way the two of us could work together, I'm not opposed to it.
Now, out here, because I live out here as well, I do my office and most of my interviews in a screened thing, and the bugs still get me. You've seen me. These bugs are bothering me. They're not bothering you. What are you using? What do you have on? Maybe it's the cologne that I put on that they like. I'm fresh meat.
Maybe I put on, so I love flowers, and I love flowers that smell good. So what I tend to do is whenever I have something in bloom that I enjoy the smell of, I will harvest it. I will do an infusion in an olive oil. Or coconut oil for about a week, and then strain all of the flowers out and just have a liquid oil. And I will mix a little bit of lemongrass and maybe citronella or tea tree essential oil in that, and then lather my body up, just soak myself in it every morning after my shower. And for the most part, that alone really keeps like the mosquitoes and biting insects away. But it also is a better smell than a lot of insect repellent. And if it gets really bad towards the end of the day, I will break down and put real deep bug spray on. So,
do you sell that?
I don't. I probably should, but I don't.
Okay. There's something I have from another guest, and it actually does well, but it's not always available. It's called Scents. It's on Amazon. People told me it's quite expensive. I say, not if you're out here enough. And if it works.
If it really works.
And it smells good, because the store-bought stuff is just,
It's stinky.
Yeah. So, but no, with someone say, I want to get in this business, and we talked about the capital, and I talked about my own personal travel limitations. Do you think somebody can do this if they are, working a 9 to 5 and they don't have all the time to do it, but can they come and just put like 2 hours a day in?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my flock is huge. I have over 80 birds right now, and I have over 5 different species of birds. So I've really made it as difficult as it could be for myself. I have a couple clients who have 6 to 10 birds, and they might travel 4 to 6 times a year, and they're able to do it with either automation in place or a house sitter that they trust. And it really, with a flock that size, only requires 20 to 30 minutes in the morning and 20 to 30 minutes at the end of the day to make sure everybody's fed and watered first thing and then tucked away and safe for sleep at night. So I think it's very doable. And that's the Poultry 101 class that I'm working on. That's the concept behind it, is this is something anybody could do if they wanted to. It's a lot easier than what you might think it's going to be, but there's a lot of information you need to know in order for it to work correct.
Okay. And with that information, I know you do the workshops. What about the books? What about your own podcast or YouTube? Can they get in that, or can they expect to see any of that soon?
So I would really love to set up a Patreon. I think that that's the best platform for what it is I'm trying to do here and how I might be able to make money off of my farm, because I'm only an acre. I don't have an abundance of anything available to sell and ship all over the country. But if I could cultivate a nice following who really believed in what I was doing and wanted to support me that way through a subscription, offering the things that I get from my farm to those people first would be a lot easier than just opening up to the public and trying to move products off the farm. I used to generate a lot more content back when I was collecting compost every week and doing the compost every week. I haven't really figured out a way to generate content with the birds just yet that works for me. But ideally, my Instagram and my Facebook page would kind of parlay into a Patreon that I would have subscribers to, and then be generating content for those 3 platforms.
Okay. And I'll tell you, because this is what I do, or one of the things that I do. There's also another program or platform called School, �սկOOL.com, because Patreon now, I might be grandfathered in. I believe they charge you per month, and it wasn't always like that, but you can go to school and it can be something very similar, and you can start for free 99. So
kind of like how Big Cartel is the better option to Etsy.
Yeah. And then I always tell people also, and again, I probably have a link in my description. I know I have it on my Instagram, but if you have your own Lovable account, you can create your own type of platform, and all you have to do is prompt, no code. Like, that's where we are with AI right now. So if you don't, I can send you. Yeah.
I don't know all that high-tech stuff just yet. Yeah, guide me.
Yeah, but you got game, and if you can do this, you can definitely do what we call vibe coding, because all it is, and you can do insurance. You can definitely do that. So I'll share some stuff with you and let you know if you have any hiccups. This is beautiful. I could see, I said it earlier, and you might thought I was joking, a reality show with these chickens, like having your cameras, somewhere, and they're just having their own chicken conversations. And
we want to install a whole security system so we can keep a better eye on them. Something else very amusing that happens on a regular basis here is we have a feral flock of peacocks that live on this block.
Okay.
And they are a bunch of freeloaders who love to steal chicken food. So the peacocks come into the yard all the time and bully the chickens away from their food. And they do it by doing what peacocks do, just putting their tail up and just showing their tail off to all my birds who are somehow intimidated by it.
Even this big turkey.
Yeah, this big turkey leaves the peacocks alone. The only one who chases the peacocks is Gaston.
Okay, the angry goose.
Yeah, the angry goose.
So if that peacock comes in, because we're in Loxahatchee, and I had a neighbor say, if you close your gate, those salespeople, you could shoot them. And I'm like, I don't want to shoot anybody ever. But if my neighbor's roosters come into my yard, what can you do to those things? Can you grab them and say, now you're here, you're stuck?
So with peacocks, they're an invasive species, but they are protected. So if a peacock is on your property, you can trap it and catch it and keep it as a domestic pet if you want to. I forgot what I was going to say.
Because I've never seen peacocks fully fly, just,
Fly pretty well. Like, they fly up into these trees over here, and they sit on these branches, and then they fly down onto the roof, and then they jump down onto here.
I think some people clip their wings.
Yeah, when the turkeys are young, we clip all the turkeys' wings because they can fly up to the top of the fence and fly over the fence.
Okay.
Another problem we have is like you see my big mulch pile.
Yeah.
We used to keep the mulch in a convenient area in the corner of the yard, but the birds would climb the mulch and then fly over the fence. And now we have to put it in the middle of the yard. And this was a big pile that the birds have literally scratched through and spread out. And we probably go through a pile 4 or 5 times this size every 3 to 6 months. Just building our garden beds, keeping the coops clean, and doing the compost.
Do you have a manure dropped off here? I know I have a guy who drops it off so often. And are you able to do that? Or with the animals, would you have to maybe separate that so they don't get in it?
So I don't have manure. This is what I do have. So we save all our compost into these 5-gallon buckets.
Okay.
And then when we have a nice accumulation of buckets, we spread the material out onto the floor, cover it with cardboard, and then mulch over the top of it. So this space we did recently, and it's already kind of dropped back to the ground and turned into a topsoil. Like if you move some of the mulch, it's just dirt under here, and it's a pretty rich black dirt that you can see some of the sand that was originally here is mixed in with now.
Yeah, because this is so much better than anything that the 𝐬𝐻𝐸𝐷𝐸, the acreage had.
Yeah, we had sand. Like you can see the yard over here, our dirt was sand.
Yeah.
So we've been composting for 3 years in all the areas that we grow in. And we do it by saving the food waste and then composting right into a garden bed that we want to build soil in.
So this is better than, I have a bin and I spin. Is this better than the bin, or is just more convenient?
I think it's less work than the tumbler. I have a tumbler over here, and I put my shavings from the baby chickens I have inside into it and crumble it. I might have dumped it out recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only a little bit left in here. But see, I put all the pine shavings in here and my coffee grounds.
Oh, okay.
And I just do pine shavings and coffee grounds with whatever manure and urine from the birds is in there. And every 2-3 months, I can dump it out and restart. And the way I use this is it has 2 compartments. So I start filling one compartment, and then when it gets full and I can't fit anymore, I start to fill the second compartment. As this breaks down, it drops in height. So when I can't fit anything else into this compartment, usually this one is done being cooked, and I can just turn it, dump it out, and then have an empty compartment to start filling up again.
And you know when it's time because it gets so heavy and hard to spin.
Yeah, it gets really hard to spin when it's full. Another thing, well, I don't have any regular compost piles. On the property, we've been doing our modified composting technique for a while. But all of this was just sands. This is our butterfly garden. We have at least 5 different host plants planted in here, and we see all kinds of swallowtails and sulfurs and monarchs and queens. I'm trying to figure out how to attract some of the harder butterflies.
What is that? There's a smell. What plant is smelling like that?
Something smells good?
Yeah. I'm gonna take it. I want that.
I don't. Oh, it's probably this. This is called a Chinese perfume tree, and maybe if you smell these yellow, it could be that smells good.
Maybe but it's your butterflies.
That smells so good.
Yeah, it's something. It's like I was like, what is that? I want that in my garden.
Could be. Let me see. Is it? It's not this one.
It could be a mix, maybe. I don't know, but
Oh, maybe it's the spider lily. Do you see one? It's
no, I don't know what it was. It was something about your butterfly garden, maybe.
something over there smells good. I wonder.
Yeah. Or it caught my attention. Like, wow, what is
You know it. This one, the tall one, angel trumpet, smells incredible when it blooms at night. We just had to cut it back, but none of the flowers are open though, so I'm not sure if that's what would smell like. Let's see, maybe the chalice vine is flowering.
So that's the butterfly garden. What do we call this area? Is this part of it, or is this something?
So we call this side thing 1, we call this side thing 2,
Okay.
and we have passion vine, which hosts the Gulf fritillary butterfly, and we have Dutchman's pipe, which hosts the swallowtail and the polydamas butterflies. And then
Do these take much upkeep to grow, or they just do their thing?
Once they're established, all of these, the chalice vine too, does very well without irrigation. So when you first plant them for about 2 weeks, you might want to water every day or every other day. But then after about 2-3 weeks, it should be established and you can decrease your watering until you're no longer watering on a regular basis.
Okay.
And we didn't have any irrigation here when we first set these beds up. And most of the stuff acclimated okay. We lost a few things, like this powder puff here in the center ended up dying on us. But I think it's just because we planted too much and it wasn't getting enough water. Oh, maybe this smells good.
That could be it. Yeah. So what is that?
This one's called sweet almond, and it's a great pollinator plant for the bees. The bees go crazy for it. The butterflies like it too, but it's definitely more bees I see on it.
Oh, I see them. Yeah. I won't bother y'all, bees. Sorry.
They make an essential oil out of this called sweet almond oil, which is very frequently used as a carrier oil for perfumes or other essential oil mixes. So this one is a Persian lime tree. This one hosts another swallowtail butterfly. I believe it's the black swallowtail. And their caterpillars look like bird poop. They have the best camouflage. It's so cool when you see one. But it doesn't look like I have any on here right now. And then no more ghosts on this side, but lots of good nectar sources. Like this is a native salvia, and it comes in 3 colors, pink, red, and white, and it just reseeds itself all over my garden. I get free plants everywhere. I did not plant this here. It just showed up one day.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now, do you also do a lot of fruit and vegetables here?
Yeah, so I don't do a lot of vegetables anymore, but I have an avocado tree over here. This one with the brown undersides of the leaves is green 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐞, which is a Jamaican fruit, also called milk fruit or mean fruit. This one is a grafted jujube, which hopefully will give me jujubes this year. I have some bananas over here. And then behind the bananas, this tall hedge, this is actually called tree spinach.
Okay.
It's called chaya, and the leaves are edible once they're cooked.
Okay.
You can't eat it raw. It has naturally occurring cyanide, so you will poison yourself if you try to eat it right off the tree. But if you boil it for 15 to 20 minutes, you can drink the water you boiled it in. You can eat the leaves that you boiled.
Yeah.
I tend to just cut this full thing down at once, pick all the leaves off, boil them all in a big pot, and then grab a handful and put it in a little baggie and freeze it. So I have tons of pre-cooked spinach alternatives in my freezer that I could just throw into any dish I want.
You have a field trip for kids. Kids can do that, and grab that. Have your bananas and avocado sprouted? I just grew my first banana tree. I just planted it. and it's, somewhat big, but how I bought it, but I have to wait, but my avocado tree's been there before I got there. And the gardener said he's never seen that tree. It's big, but he's like, I've never seen it sprout. Have both this banana and your avocados?
So I've gotten racks off of both of these bananas, and I think I have racks on that banana by the chicken coop.
Okay.
The avocado we just planted 2 days ago.
Okay.
The jujube started to give me fruit, but we had goats at the time, and the goats ate all of the fruit before it were ready.
And everything else, right? I can know why the goats aren't here anymore.
Yeah, we got rid of the goats. They started eating my mango trees, and that's my retirement plans. Okay, I had to go. But we call this area in the front yard over here the orchard. So, toward the side, I have like a sapodilla and some more bananas. And then this one here is a yellow 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 strawberry tree. And then this one here and that big one behind it are the regular 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 strawberry tree. They make a cherry-like berry that tastes like Fruit Loops.
Oh. Okay.
So yummy. We had an avocado tree here that did end up dying on us. So we dug it up and there's a couple pieces of it left over here. None of our citrus is doing very well, but I do have, this is a custard apple. This is a sweet cherry. This is an ice cream bean.
Okay. I think I've had this at...
Yeah, it's like a pod that you eat the fleshy part of.
Yeah. I think my friend Karen out here has
This is
one of these.
moringa, and we just planted a bunch of these because they're such fast-growing trees. We wanted some shade. This is a 𝐼𝐻𝐽𝐻. And then this is a 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. This is a variegated kumquat tree. And you can see even the kumquats are variegated. And for citrus, this has been a superstar. Last year, it gave me 45 pounds of fruit. And this year, it's loaded in fruit again. So the one kind of disappointing thing is it's a sour kumquat. It's not a sweet kumquat. But of all the citrus I have, this one doesn't need any maintenance and it does great. And the rest of them are all just dying.
So you said 45 pounds. So you get them and you weigh them like you're real state.
Yeah. So because I sell a lot of my excess fruit out of Caribbean Plants and Produce, the produce aid in Loxahatchee.
Where we met.
Yeah, that. And she pays by the pound.
Okay.
So it's usually 50 cents to $1 a pound for whatever fruit I bring in. So I weigh it so I make sure I'm getting paid what I deserve.
Okay. Which makes sense because you can, all this land, I know Incredible Edibles, Connor over there, they say they grow yards. No, they grow something, but not lawns or whatever. Scared up. Food, not, yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. And
so here's a white Thai guava. And then I have some papayas up here. All the cactuses are edible.
what do you make out of those, or what have you made?
So the cactus, here, try this. Yeah, maybe this one. Have you ever tried this before?
I have not.
Just take a bite.
Okay. Look, I'm still here. Oh, wow.
Right? It's got like a low zesty flavor.
Yeah.
Really refreshing. It's very hydrating.
Mm-hmm.
It has that mucusy texture, which some people don't like, but you can boil that out of this.
Okay.
So
I like it because I like sour.
I love this. So this is called Nepali cactus, and it grows from just a paddle. So you take one of these. Here, you want some of this for your house?
I'll take some. I'm the only one who's probably going to eat it because everyone's like, cactus.
You can just throw this on the ground and forget about it. It'll grow into a
Really?
plant. Yeah.
Okay. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
How long will it take?
Honestly, it'll start growing within a week.
So I don't have to dig
No.
or anything. Just throw it on the ground.
Yeah, if you literally just left it like that,
Yeah.
it would start to root and grow.
Wow. Okay. And okay, I'm gonna call you if it doesn't grow. Like, what did I do? But no, you're gonna grow for me because that is delicious.
Yeah, so I'll come out here when it goes through a growth spurt and I'll harvest all the young tender paddles and I'll bring those into the produce stand. I have some edible flowering plants in the front, and when they're in full bloom, I'll come and I'll pull all the flowers and bring those in to the produce stand. We've got some of these starting to come back. This is called hibiscus cannabis. This is an edible leafy green. You want to try this one? You like sour, so you should like this.
Yeah. And this is a legal cannabis.
Yeah.
So
this is just a hibiscus that got its name because the leaves look like cannabis leaves.
Let's go viral. People see it and they say, oh, whoa, they're growing.
And this one, you can eat the leaves and the flowers off of. It's more of the annual. It does die back in the winter, but it'll reseed itself and come back every year. There's a red variety called cranberry hibiscus that more people have heard of. And then I also have pomegranates. These we grew from seed, so it's probably going to be a while before I get any fruit. But we kind of like raised the ground here because pomegranates like high, rocky soil to grow in. That's well draining, but gets frequently watered. So we put a bunch of like rocks into the area so it drained well, and we kept the sandy soil that was here with it. We didn't do any amending. And they've literally doubled in size every year. When we planted them, they were this big. So that's been exciting to watch. This one is called the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 tree. This is one of the flowers that I will do infusions with because it's a really fragrant, potent smell, and it does help keep the mosquitoes off of you. And then this big one right here is actually a neem tree, and that helps repel mosquitoes.
Okay.
So it doesn't make a huge impact, but what I have noticed is I don't get so much mosquito larvae in this pond. So not a total win, but the plan is to press these leaves and make my own neem oil that I could then spray onto my plants and use as a pesticide if I need to.
No, this is dope. Most of my people are listeners, but they have to go over to the YouTube. You have to see this, you guys. While you're, whether you're a truck driver or just on a long journey, you have to see this because it's beautiful. It can show you, even if you don't have all this space like we do out here, you can start small and you can always build up. No YouTube yet, correct? Well, you do have a YouTube channel. You just don't give it a lot of love. I'm putting the pressure on you.
So I used to have an assistant who made me a YouTube channel and put some of my news specials on so I could add them to the website. But I don't have the skills to do all of the editing myself just yet.
Then don't edit. Go raw.
Just go raw.
Go raw. I've seen a grandmother have 300,000 plus people following her, just cooking for her grandkids, and the kids are playing. No editing, no thumbnails. When they like it, and you have, something of value, and you don't know if it's YouTube or another platform that you're going to be, a star at, but it will surprise you because people look at these YouTube numbers and they say, why do you keep doing it? I say, because the publicists keep calling me and say on Podbean and on Apple, and that I've been doing this for 20 years, but you just don't know. So I tell people I have a voice for radio, maybe a face for radio too. I don't know. but just go raw. Don't worry about that. And then things can grow organically. I know because of people's ADHD, how much they'll watch. I'm only going to give them so much, you guys, but you're going to get all of this. And whether you get it on YouTube or the MillionaireX.ai program, because we talked about business, I want you guys to tap in, tune in, and I want you to comment. Let them know your website because I love the name.
So my website is letitrot.org.
Okay. You guys got to the end. Make sure you like it. Most importantly, though, share this game with somebody. It will change their life.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.